Look into lens, tilt head slightly. Your dog just woke up from a nap. They stood up, dropped their front legs forward, pushed their chest toward the floor, held it, and you thought, "Aw, they're so happy to see me." Pause. Don't smile yet. They weren't. Hold the silence for 3 full seconds. That stretch, the one you've watched 1,000 times without thinking twice, isn't about happiness. It's not really about waking up. And it's definitely not what any dog training website will tell you it is. Once you understand what it actually means, you're going to see your dog completely differently. Starting today. I want you to hold on to one image right now. Front paws pressing flat into the floor. Chest drop low. We'll come back to it at the end, and it's going to land completely differently than it does right now. Here's what the internet will tell you. The greeting stretch, sometimes called the play bow, means your dog is happy, relaxed, excited to see you. And honestly, that explanation feels good. It's warm. It's easy. We want it to be true, so we just accept it and move on. But it's actually, wait, that's not quite right either. It's not that it's wrong. It's that it's about 20% of the story, and the other 80% never makes it into the cute dog content because it's more complicated, more interesting, and honestly, a little humbling. Pause. Conversational reset. Dog body language is not a simple emoji system. It's not one gesture, one meaning, done. It's layered, context-dependent, neurologically sophisticated in ways that genuinely surprise researchers who've spent careers studying it. And we've been casually misreading one of the most frequent signals our dogs send us every single day and feeling completely confident about it, which raises an uncomfortable question. What else have we been misreading? By point 4, I'm going to show you the one specific context where that exact same stretch is actually a warning, not a greeting. And it's a context that happens in almost every household, probably multiple times a week. You've almost certainly seen it recently and read it completely backwards. Direct look into lens. If you've ever wanted to understand what's actually going on inside your dog's head, not the cute version, the real version, stay with me. This one matters. Subscribe if you want more of this. Okay, here we go. Here's where people get tripped up, and it's an honest mistake because the movements look almost identical. Front legs forward, chest down, back end up. You've seen it. But that same basic shape is actually 4 completely different sentences depending on when it happens, how fast, how tense the body is, and who it's aimed at. A playbow drops fast and loose. Body wiggly, maybe a bark, maybe a little spin beforehand. Pure invitation, let's go. A greeting stretch is slower, more deliberate, aimed directly at a specific person, much deeper meaning. And we're going to spend a lot of time here. A stress stretch, this is the one most people miss entirely. Looks relaxed on the surface, but there's something off. We'll get there in point 4. And then there's just a plain physical stretch, post-nap, post-rest, the body literally waking itself back up, nothing more, nothing less. Most owners have been lumping all 4 into one category and calling it happy. That's like watching 4 completely different human expressions, a genuine smile, a polite smile, a grimace, and deciding they all mean the same thing because the mouth moved. Now, the good news. Earned this time, not handed out for free. When a dog performs a true greeting stretch directed specifically at you, slow, deliberate, soft eyes, relaxed tail moving gently, not frantically. Behavioral researchers classify this as an affiliative behavior, a bonding signal, a physical expression of emotional attachment. They're not just happy you walked into the room, they're performing a ritual, a chosen, intentional gesture that translates roughly to, "I feel completely safe with you. I want you to know that." Pay attention to the details next time. The way they hold it a beat longer than a regular stretch would require. The way the tail moves, slow and low, not whipping around. The way the whole body exhales into the position rather than snapping into it. That's not a dog being cute for the camera. That's a dog being intentional about something that matters to them. And how many of those have we walked past without actually registering what we were being offered? Okay, let's get into the actual biology for a second. I promise to keep this human. Dogs have a physiological reflex called pandiculation. It's the same thing happening when you wake up and stretch with that big involuntary groan, your nervous system literally resetting muscle tension after a period of stillness. It reactivates neural pathways, increases blood flow, recalibrates proprioception, the body's sense of where it is in space. So yes, part of what you're watching when your dog does that stretch is just pure physical maintenance, their body doing its morning reboot. Nothing more romantic than that. But here's what makes dogs genuinely different from most other animals. They've learned to perform this biological reset toward the beings they're bonded to. They took something their body was doing anyway, a purely mechanical reflex, and turned it into a social signal. They made their bodies reboot into a way to say hello. Small, genuine laugh. That's either the most efficient thing in the animal kingdom or the most quietly beautiful. I keep going back and forth on which one. This is the one I promised you. I want to deliver it carefully, not to alarm you, but because this is genuinely important. A slow, deliberate stretch performed in the direction of an unfamiliar dog, a stranger who approached too quickly, or in a household with tension between animals can be a distance-increasing signal, not a greeting. A warning, translated roughly, I am larger than you may have realized. Think carefully about what you do next. Look directly into lens. It looks relaxed, the body is low, but if you know what to look for, the eyes are hard, not soft. The tail is still or held rigid. The movement is controlled in a way that's slightly different from the loose ease of a real greeting stretch. This is what ethologists, people who study animal behavior, call displacement behavior, a normal physical action performed in an abnormal context to regulate tension. Think of it like a person cracking their knuckles when they're anxious. The gesture is ordinary. The context makes it something else entirely. This happens when dogs greet unfamiliar dogs on leash. When a stranger approaches too fast, in multi-dog households during mealtime, or when a new dog is introduced into the space. You've probably seen this exact thing and read it as, oh, they're calm, they're just stretching. They were not calm. Pause. No judgment. Just honesty. Recognizing the difference doesn't make you a better trainer. It makes you a better listener. Here's the detail that quietly changes everything about how the greeting stretch feels once you know it. Dogs don't perform this behavior randomly and in all directions. They orient it, they aim it at a specific person in a specific direction. And research on directed affiliative behaviors in dogs shows that who the behavior is aimed at reveals a lot about the hierarchy of attachment in their emotional world. If you have two people in a household and your dog consistently stretches toward one of them first in the morning, that dog has made a decision, and it has almost nothing to do with who feeds them. It's about who makes them feel safest, whose presence most reliably signals nothing bad is happening right now. Have you ever actually noticed who in your house your dog does this to? And maybe more telling, who they don't? It's not random. It's not coincidence. Their nervous system is pointing like a compass at the person it trusts most every single morning, and most of us are either in the kitchen making coffee or looking at our phones when it happens. Most people respond to the greeting stretch one of three ways. Ignore it entirely, baby talk over it, and miss it. Or immediately reach out and pat the dog on the head. And that last one, the head pat. I know, we all do it. It's the automatic response. But think about it from their side for a second. They just performed this deliberate, intentional bonding gesture. And your response is to put your hand directly on top of their skull and pat it. That's not really a conversation, is it? That's like someone extending their hand for a handshake and you just bopping them on the forehead. Small laugh. Genuine. What behavioral science, and honestly just basic emotional intelligence, suggests instead is to meet them where they are. Get low. Make soft eye contact. Let the moment exist for a second before you react to it. Don't perform at them. Be with them. Get low. Look into the lens softly. Hold it. Here's where this all lands. It costs nothing. It takes about 4 seconds. And it tells your dog, in the exact language they used to reach out to you, that you received it. Your dog is not performing random behaviors in your general direction. They are talking constantly. in a language that took thousands of years to develop, specifically calibrated so that you could understand it, if you chose to pay attention. The stretch is one word in a vocabulary that includes the slow blink, the whale eye, the full body lean, the play bow, the yawn in a tense moment, the tail held low versus wagging wide and loose. Every single one of them means something. Every single one of them means something. Every single one is directed at you. Most of us learned maybe 3 words of that language and decided we were fluent. Quiet, genuine, imagine an animal spend its entire existence, generations, thousands of years learning to speak to you. And you learn to recognize happy and wants food and called it done. That's kind of where most of us are. And it's okay, but we can do better. Starting with the next time they drop into that stretch and look up at you. Remember the image I gave you at the start? Front paws flat on the floor, chest pressed down, the stretch you've seen 1,000 times. You're going to see it again today, maybe in an hour. Maybe tomorrow morning when you walk into the kitchen and they wake up from the rug and drop right into it and look up at you. Pause, and now you'll know. It might be their body doing maintenance. It might be a greeting. It might be their nervous system saying your name in the only language they have, pointing themselves at you like a compass, saying, "You're the one. You're the safe one. I'm glad you're here. All you have to do is look up from your phone long enough to catch it." Hold the stillness. Share this with someone who loves their dog enough to actually want to understand them. That's all. Fade. Quiet. No music spike. Just the stillness.